What if I told you there's a completely untapped gold mine in the solar industry that's ripe for the taking for the right businesses that want to take that opportunity? Now, when most people talk about solar, there's talking one of two ways. It's residential or it's commercial. And commercial, a lot of stuff gets lumped in together, like the big industrial or utility scale fields that are going to be beating massive factories or even utilities themselves. And there's also small commercial. That is the untapped gold mine. A lot of residential installers will take on some small commercial jobs when they pop up. Sometimes it's a residential client who maybe owns a business, or they run into people just out in the world. They tell them they do solar and they want to approach it for a business or apartment complex, something like that. But if a company really wants to own a very specific niche that is greatly impacted by the rising utility rates and has a massive opportunity for increased business, small commercial is the growth engine that they've been looking for. With the changes coming to the federal solar tax credit, thanks to the One Big Beautiful Bill, commercial solar is one of the few places where there is still going to be a tax credit available, and a place where if the right business is looking for it and wants to overcome some of the challenges that get into it, they can really own and take massive opportunities in the small commercial space. So let's break down some of those unique challenges, define the commercial space, and talk about how the most successful businesses can take this opportunity. Now, solar industry often uses a lot of broad terms to lump everything together. It's not really clearly well defined what the different segments are. So let's break down those different segments, sizes, the typical projects you may see in solar. First and foremost is, of course, residential. It's what we all mostly know when it comes to solar. This is going to be generally up to about 20 kilowatts in size. You may get some larger in very rare circumstances, but by a far majority, the vast amount of projects that are in residential solar are going to be lower than 20 kilowatts in size. This is going to be mainly homes, and it's designed to offset that consumption. The next size is going to be small commercial, which we just talked about a little bit. This is generally going to range from about 50 kilowatts to 600 kilowatts in size. A lot of the projects you're going to see in this segment are going to be schools, churches, warehouses, small businesses, that type of thing. The next step up would be commercial and industrial. This is going to be your big box retailers. It's going to be your factories. These are the larger projects that are typically going to range from about 600 kilowatts to a megawatt in size. And then above that, you have utility scale solar, which the EIA, the Energy Information Administration, defines as starting at 1 megawatt in size, but often they're a lot larger than that. And these are the ones you're going to find out in a field, a big solar farm kind of in the middle of nowhere that feeds into a utility directly. These don't typically have an end user involved because they're a lot of times just general power production. Looking at that size breakdown, then we see that there is a bit of a gap there in the small commercial space. A lot of installers will go for the high volume residential projects. They can get a ton of them done really quickly, or they'll chase after RFPs with some of the large commercial or industrial scale installations if they do get into commercial. But the small commercial, that 50 to 600 kilowatt size, is often underserved and sort of misrepresented because it's typically the projects are too large and complex to run your typical residential sales book. So a normal residential sales rep isn't going to have the tools they need to properly sell those small commercial systems. But they do require significant planning, and especially if you're an installer who's not used to working with three-phase electricity at 208 volts or maybe even 480 volts, you may not know exactly what you're doing in order to install those projects. So it does take some significant planning, and there are a couple of challenges that installers really face. Number one is a financing gap. Typically, these systems are going to be too large for your traditional solar financing that really focuses on the residential space. They're going to need special utility scale financing or larger commercial industrial financing that they also may be too small to qualify for some of the large financing out there. There are some times where you have leases or PPAs that are aimed at this space, but a lot of times the financing kind of falls on that end user who's installing it to have their own business financing into. There's also a weird complexity here. Like I just mentioned, a lot of these small commercial spaces do utilize three-phase electricity, which means they need more complex inverters, more complex system design as well, that residential teams aren't always capable of handling. When it comes to that installation as well, some of these projects are too large to send a residential team out to install, but not large enough to justify an entire commercial team that's going to be more expensive, especially with prevailing wage requirements out to handle. Sales and service is also another place where there are big misalignments. On the sales side, the same value pitch that hits residential homeowners like going green or just cutting money from their energy bill isn't always the way that the owners of these small commercial systems think. Most of the time you're talking with CFOs, COOs, people who are really thinking long-term strategic business decisions. So you have to make sure your messaging focuses on what they're really looking for. When it comes to service, service is also a thing that businesses really value because they're looking long term. They're not just buying an asset that they're looking to immediately just cut their electric bills, although they are doing that. They're looking for something that is not going to be a drag on their business for a long time. They want to make sure they de-risk whatever they're investing in. So how do we approach these challenges and really overcome them to own that niche? Well, when it comes to financing, finding that right size financing is going to be a challenge, but it's something that you can really accomplish. So working with and getting really great relationships with lenders who understand SMB credit profiles, or maybe even looking at CPACE if your state offers that for PACE financing for commercial systems. There's also leases, PPAs, or as I just mentioned as well, a lot of times businesses will have their own lines of credit that they may be able to go to as well. So working with lenders and being able to connect people is a great way to be able to overcome some of those challenges in the small commercial space. When it comes to your project team for both sales and installations, you have to right size your team. The thing we see the most successful businesses doing is that they carve out a specific section of their business that is dedicated to commercial. Obviously, on the sales side, the sale is completely different. While residential sales can happen in days or even a couple of weeks at a time, sometimes commercial sales, even in the small commercial space, can take months or even a year or more just to get through that line because there are so many complexities when you're talking to a business. So having the right sales team who are focused on that with their goals and their compensation structure specialized to commercial, as well as specialized commercial teams, people who are more familiar with the complexities that come with weird older buildings, quirky electrical systems, and installations on various different types, flappers, ballasted mounts, ground mounts, people who are complex that can do a lot of things is the best way to set your business up for success. On the sales end, you have to make sure that your messaging aligns with what those customers are looking for, which sounds self-explanatory. But really, when it comes to commercial asset owners are looking for risk management. They are looking at solar not only as just cutting their electric bills and lowering the cost of their facility, because that is a massive opportunity for them, but they also want to make sure that they're managing liabilities and they are knowing that they can really focus and cut down their bottom line to focus their efforts and their profits into something else in their business. So focusing your messaging around that de-risking or reducing liabilities is the best way to cut through to business owners. Service is also a big part of that conversation because businesses want to make sure that they're protected for the long term. So having a service plan or extra warranty baked onto your sale right from the get-go going to make sure that you're bringing that value to their system. So they know they're protected for the long term and that the system they're investing their hard-earned money into is not going to be a liability for long term. In that case, it's a lot like the residential value pitch. Right now, small commercial systems may be the systems that nobody wants to do or the overlooked middle in solar, but it will not be that way forever. With the changes coming, small commercial is going to be one of the few places that does still have a tax credit available, and those businesses are going to be just as affected as residential homes by the rising electric costs we're going to see the next few years. It's not just filler work. Small commercial is a growth engine hidden in plain sight for those installers who are looking to adapt. I hope you found the video helpful. If you liked it, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out some of our other resources about commercial solar and solar in general, other tips to make sure your business is successful.